Good afternoon, everyone. I'm Lauren Alexander, and as Ariane mentioned, I'm one half of Foundland Collective. Our website is up on the screen, foundland.info. I work together with Galia Al-Shrakbi, so she is a Syrian-born designer, artist, and I'm originally from South Africa. We are currently based between the Netherlands and Cairo, so we're an international collaboration, and we've been working together the last 10 years on art design research projects. I'm going to quickly mention a project which we, a booklet which we published in 2012. Since 2011, we have been working on projects which basically collect, analyze, and publish material which we collect from social media, from Facebook, from YouTube, which for us has a special kind of political expression related to the conflict that's been happening or unfolding in Syria. So in this publication, we basically draw together a collection of propaganda imagery, pro-Assad, pro-regime propaganda imagery, which you can see here very clearly. These are made by fans of al-Assad and are spread virally online, on Facebook mostly. What we were interested in with this publication specifically was to collect the original image which was used before it was manipulated, probably using Photoshop, and basically compare the different ideologies and mythologies that were used in the original imagery, the found imagery online, and how that would compare with how it's used by the pro-regime supporters. So that's just a quick mention. I've just got 5 minutes, so I'm going to go very quickly to the new work that we're presenting here inside the bunker. We also present actually this booklet, Simba, the Last Prince of Bath Country, and a new video work, which is called Realtime History. For this, we decided to focus on video material specifically to try and get an impression of what kind of video material is being collected and being archived and being downloaded also, to document what is happening in Syria on the ground. And a lot of this is largely done by citizen journalists who are working on the ground. What we have just started to develop, and I have to say this is 2 months in production, so very much a work in progress, is looking at the chemical weapons attacks actually that have happened this year and last year. We've actually just started to collect as much video evidence, video material that we have been able to collect from various sources. What you see here is what's available on SyrianArchive.org. We've also been collecting videos from Russian Today, as you've seen from Elliot, and from various other sources. We have about a collection of 150 videos so far that we've looked at. And, well, it wasn't a pretty summer doing this. It was quite horrifying to see what's actually being recorded. What we were interested in mainly is the fact that a lot of these videos which are being recorded seem to be very undisputable, that you cannot really deny that these horrific events are taking place. However, what you do find is that there are always accusations that they're being fabricated, as we see from Elliot's presentation. What we were interested in looking at is not so much what happened and what didn't happen, but more from the perspective of an artist, of people who are looking at this from a film kind of media analysis perspective of how is it possible actually to create these narratives and actually fabricate narratives, like what is actually going on here. So Real-Time History is a 20-minute video, and we present the first case study so far, which is basically a narrative which takes you through 3 different YouTube videos. I'm going to take you through it very quickly. The first 2 videos are actually recorded by a citizen journalist called Yasser Al-Dumani. He's based in Duma, and he is recording what he sees around him there around the 7th of April 2018 this year. In this first video, which is 1 minute and 40 seconds long, he is recording what he's, apparently an attack has just taken place, and he is actually recording what he is seeing in the aftermath of this attack. He includes his own image in the video, and he's recording what is happening behind him. So he takes you into an apartment building, and he shows you, I don't include the very graphic imagery here, but he shows you a pile of dead bodies, and that have quite obviously show the symptoms of actually just being, having been affected by chemical weapons, or chemical nerve gas, sorry. So then, I've switched now to video 2. In video 2, we see the very same video that we saw in video 1, but now it is montaged in with another scene, and the other scene is of a hospital. And inside the hospital, there's a very chaotic situation with people being treated for something you don't really know exactly what's happened, but it seems as if via the montage you can understand it's connected to video 1. Video 3 is two men who are eyewitnesses, and apparently we find out, this is, by the way, the Russian Today produced this video, we find out that they were actually in this hospital in the second video, and that they point out on the screen while watching it in a living room, undisclosed where this is, that they were present actually in this hospital, and they describe that, in fact, it was definitely not a chemical attack, although people were confused and they thought that it was. So let's say the point of this video 3 is to really deny the fact that this had taken place at all. But a kind of glitch in this video is that we see, oh, okay, we have Yasser who appears in the scene again, and this part is in fact edited out of this Russian Today video. So what was interesting for us, just in the kind of from what we've seen so far, there are many connections, and in fact it gets more and more complicated as to what actually happened. But what we found really fascinating is that the very same video footage is used, in fact, in 3 different videos to tell different narratives. So this is something we are still exploring and we continue with. That's just to give you a brief insight into the work which is on the show downstairs. Thank you.